part 3 of nail day, the best part. This is where we paint the crisp Frenchies. Gatsby Ghost by D&D is that girl. It's literally my favorite base coat ever. For my skin tone especially, it is so good. I'm obsessed with it. But I'm just going to do 2 coats of that. What you have to do with the base colors is do 2 really thin coats. You don't want it to look bulky at all. Make sure you're checking all angles because the tip can tend to get bulkier and we don't want that, especially with the French tip where we're going to add another coat to the end. So keep these super thin. After the first coat, I'm curing for 60 seconds, and then I'm going to go and do another coat. Again, very thin. Once those are done, we're going to cure that for another 60 seconds. This is the white that I like to use. I don't really use the liner brush that's in the bottle. I like to use this one from Shein. It's super thin and long, but I love it. I like to roll my brush in the paint and then kind of scrape it off to make sure that the bristles are kind of all compact together and we get a nice thin brush. And then I just paint a straight line. This is going to be the bottom of my tip, so this is determining how thick your French is going to be. And then from the center, I'm just doing one curve on that side, and I'm going really slowly. You can kind of just do a quick flick, but mine aren't always the best, so I kind of go a little slower. But I used to be scared of flicking the brush to create the Frenchie, but it kind of is the best way. It's going to be how you get your crisp lines because my shaky little hands cannot make the line as crisp as flicking the brush can. And then I do like to put my finger down on the table and kind of just get those side walls right. And then just filling that in. This is super slow, but satisfying. This is another little issue with Frenchies, this part about filling it in. You have to have the perfect amount of polish where it's not too thin that it kind of looks like lumpy and see-through, but then at the same time it can't be too thick because then it's also going to be lumpy and bulky. So you have to get that right amount of polish. To kind of help this, when it's all filled in, I like to just play around with the polish and just continue to swipe it up and down. And it looks a little bumpy at first, but then once it kind of self-levels and then plus the top coat put on top of it kind of makes it all look perfect anyways. So don't worry if it doesn't look extremely perfect and smooth at first because the top coat fixes everything, but it still does need to be pretty smooth. Okay, so 1 done, 9 more to go. Honestly though, this brush is kind of a game changer because, and you can use any long brush, you don't need to use this one, but using a longer brush is way better. I used to try and do my Frenchies with a short brush and oh my gosh, that was torture because this brush just does everything for me. So if you've been struggling with Frenchies and you've been using a short brush, try out a long one. I know they're kind of intimidating, but honestly they make it so much easier once you get a hang of it. Beautiful. Okay, once those are done, you're going to put them in the lamp for 60 seconds. And then a little tip before you top coat, wipe them off with alcohol because sometimes the white like inhibition layer gets in your top coat and it's really annoying. But that's it. That's how you get super crisp Frenchies. I hope this helped. Bye.